Travis mentioned that he was a little banged up there down the stretch, but he was really proud of how you and him handled those heavy minutes, even though John mentioned that you guys were kind of in that worn down spot.
Yeah.
On your side of things, do you kind of feel the same way that you guys really pushed through those really tough times?
Yeah, I mean, we were both pretty banged up there, but the situation we were in, and we had defensemen injured, and when you're right there in the playoff hunt, I think you want to just lay it all on the line, and I think we did that. So, kudos to him. He had a pretty serious thing going on there. So we had to battle and grind, but I would say the same thing. Just proud of how we handled that, and not an easy situation when you're playing 25 plus a night. So.
Before the game, it got announced that you won the Molly Lindbergh for most improved player, which gets voted on by your teammates. I guess, was that especially gratifying given the work you put in before the season, during the season, and to get that honor from your teammates, your friends? Yeah,
it's really cool. Like you said, I felt like I put in a lot of work in the off season and spent the majority of my summer here with Dan and Derek, and I think those two are really good at what they do, and allowed me to put myself in a position where I could do that, and I felt like my body held up pretty well for 82 games, playing as much as I did. So I'm happy with that, and just want to continue to build and grow my game and continue to get stronger. So.
Hey, how do you feel health-wise going into the all season? Are you going to need any procedures or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm pretty good. Obviously a little banged up here and there, but for the most part.
There's been a lot of talk here today about the last month or so of the season. That was kind of a trial by fire for the young guys. What do you think guys like yourself, or maybe a few of the younger guys, can take from that experience?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely learned a lot. I've been here for, it feels like a pretty long time now, and never been in a situation like we were in this year. So to play in meaningful games and obviously, come out of the wrong side of it, you definitely learn a lot, and definitely want to do everything you can the next few years to, make sure that doesn't happen again. So not the way we wanted it to end, but I think there's a lot of positives, and this young core is really good, and we're going to be really good for a long time. So.
Cam, you had the shoulder injury in February. Was there any thought to sitting out? Was that mostly a pain tolerance thing?
I probably should have missed a few games. I had a grade 2 AC sprain, and the outdoor game was the next game, and I wasn't going to miss that one. So I don't know. After the Toronto game, I got shot up with something. I'm not sure what it was, but did the job. So
with the Sean being traded, Seals going down, you're banged up, Travis is banged up, Bristow ended up missing the rest of the season. How much adjustment was there on the blue line to guys moving, in and out?
Absolutely, yeah. It's hard when you have new guys coming in, and the first, 50 games we had the same core of guys, and I think when you can build chemistry with that group, you can play some really good hockey, and then when it all of a sudden switches, it can be a big adjustment. But I think the new guys did a great job, like Ronnie and Guinea coming in. That's not easy to do, coming up from the minors and playing in big games. So I think those guys deserve a lot of credit, and obviously Shazi, that's not easy for a D coach to be put in that situation too. So I think a lot of guys stepped up. It's not an ideal thing, but I think we pretty much made the best out of it. So.
Cam, John Tortorella has said, maybe at the beginning of the year he wasn't sure about your game and where you would be. And what do you think clicked for you this year, and how much maybe of a confidence boost was it to hear from that? I think it was around February he said you were the best defender on the team.
Yeah, anything he says, I try not to pay too much attention to, in a good way, but I've learned to kind of just ignore it. But it's great. Like I said, I put in a lot of work. I knew I could, do this, and I think for me, I'm going to continue to just get better and better. And I think I owe a lot to Sandy too for being a great D partner all year and helping me out there. But for me, I feel like my confidence has always been there, but this year I was put in a situation where I could thrive, and I'm looking forward to next year and continuing to build on what I am all about and what I can do. So I'm really excited.
So
How
was it
big a
important
part
for
of that
you?
was-
Was it important for you mentally to focus just getting the defense first? I mean, I remember talking to you a couple months ago, and you said, "Oh, I always think I've been a good defender," but
Mhm.
obviously you had so many points before you turned
Yeah.
pro. Was it getting the defense first, and then the offense comes from that?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a young guy, especially with Torch as your coach, you gotta earn his trust, and I want to play as much as possible throughout a game, and I don't think you can do that as a young D if you're not responsible in your own end, and that's just always been an area that I wanted to make sure I had down. And my first couple of years here, we weren't the best, and we were in our D zone a lot, and I think at the time obviously it sucked, but looking back I think that really helped me a lot, kind of grow my D game, and it's still a work in progress, and I'm continuing to learn, but I think that's where it starts for me, and then my defense leads into offense and kind of goes from there. So
How big a part of it was you going back to your natural side and Travis adjusting back to playing the right side, what you did before?
yeah, I think everything. I wasn't a huge fan of the right side, but played the left side my whole life, and obviously I'm much more used to that and more comfortable. So I think that was a big thing for me for sure.
Some of the veteran players have said that it's going to take some weeks to process this. Just as a younger player, this being your first experience, what do you think that's going to look like over the summer for you to just kind of ruminate with everything that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't the way we wanted it to end for sure. And it's gonna, it hurts now obviously because we want to still be playing, and we had our sights set on playoffs for a while. It felt like this year, and to not come out of the right side of it, it sucks. But I think for us right now, we gotta look at the positives, and we're building a really strong foundation here, and it's gonna be a strong foundation for years to come. So I think just trying to look at the positives is the thing for us. So
Travis mentioned that he trained all summer for being on the left side, and he was told a couple days before training camp that he was being put on the right side.
yeah.
From you just saying that you didn't like playing on the right side, how do you think that quickly he got into that position and how well he did this year on the right side?
Yeah, it's really impressive. I think the year before he played a little bit on the right, and then he got switched back to the left. So it's not easy to do as a lefty. That's why not many guys in the league do it. So kudos to him for that. It's, I mean, I played a lot of games on the right, and it's difficult. So for him to do that in such a short period of time, it's challenging. So he had a great year, and proud of him for how he handled himself after a tough year last year. So he kind of shoved it in everybody's face, and I'm happy for that. So
Thanks.
thanks guys.
Thanks, Kev.